This is the first online class of the Why course, which seeks to examine not just what we do in Judaism, but why we do it. The subject of this class is marriage. And we start with the most basic question. Why is marriage seen as so important in Judaism? In fact, in Judaism, marriage is considered to be a mitzvah, and it's based on the origins of the creation of the first human beings. Having created man, God says it's not good for man to be alone. I shall make for him a helper opposite him. As we know, God takes one of Adam's ribs and forms Eve, the first woman. The Torah goes on to say that therefore man should leave his parents and cleave to his wife, and they should be lebasa echad, like one flesh. So we see that in Judaism, marriage is viewed as the reuniting of two halves of a whole. It is also the prelude to the fulfillment of the first mitzvah in the Torah, of Peru Revu, of being fruitful and multiplying. And that leads us on to ask, why is intermarriage not permitted in Judaism? Well, marrying somebody who's not Jewish, in fact, contravenes a ruling found in the book of Shemos, the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 15 and 16, when it says, "Be careful not to form a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, for when they go astray after their gods, and they offer sacrifices to their gods, and they invite you, you will eat of their slaughtering, and you will take from their daughters for your sons. Then their daughters will go astray after their gods, and lead your sons after their gods." The Torah is warning us that intermarriage threatens the future of Judaism, and therefore is not permitted in Judaism. Why is marriage called Kiddushin in Judaism? Well, Kiddushin means holiness, and that reflects that we view the relationship between a husband and a wife as holy, sacred and special. In fact, it's a unique relationship, different and special to any other relationship we have in this world. Now, moving on to marriage ceremonies, why is Tuesday considered to be an auspicious day to get married? Well, Tuesday is referred to in Yiddish as a Mazeldik day, a day of great mazel, of great good luck. And that's based on the Torah's description of the third day of creation, the Tuesday, when it says Ki Tov, that it is good twice. Based on this, it's seen as a good day to get married on. Why do the bride and groom fast on their wedding day? Well, for bride and groom, a chosan and kala, their wedding day is considered for them as a mini Yom Kippur, a day of atonement, when they go from being two individuals to becoming one married couple, and thus a new entity. Yom Kippur offers us an opportunity to wipe the slate clean for a fresh start, where we can put all the mistakes of the past behind us. And that is entirely appropriate for a bride and groom on their wedding day. That is why they fast. As part of the teshuvah process of repentance, we fast on Yom Kippur, and so too do the bride and groom on their wedding day. That is, unless their wedding falls on Rosh Chodesh, the new month, the beginning of the new moon, or any other festive day in which fasting would not be required. Why is the wedding ceremony held under a chuppah? Well, chuppah in Judaism means covering or canopy, and the chuppah represents the future home of the new couple. The groom stands under the chuppah first, and when the bride enters under the chuppah, it demonstrates that she's agreeing to marry the groom. It's also worthy to note that the chuppah is open-sided to symbolize that the protection that the new couple will enjoy in their new home does not come from the walls of their home, but comes from God above. Why do some have the custom of holding a chuppah outside? Well, that's based on the idea of publicizing the simcha, and also as a good sign that the offspring of the couple should be as numerous as the stars. It also links us to God's promise when he takes Abraham outside and shows him the stars and promises him that his offspring will be as numerous as them. Why does the bride circle the groom 7 times under the chuppah? Well, the number 7 in Judaism represents spirituality. And when the bride circles the groom 7 times under the chuppah, it symbolizes that she is bringing spirituality into their new home. It also linked to the famous episode in the book of Joshua, where, trying to conquer the city of Jericho, they encircle it 7 times and then its walls collapse. Under the chuppah, as the bride circles her groom, her new husband, she is symbolizing that there should be no walls, no barriers between the new couple. Why does the groom wear a kittel under the chuppah? Well, the simple white kittel is a symbol of purity. And as we mentioned before, the wedding day is considered to be like Yom Kippur. And just on Yom Kippur we wear white as a symbol of our purity. So too the bride and groom wear white under the chuppah as a symbol of their purity. Why does the bride stand on the right of the groom under the chuppah? Well, our sages tell us that a bride and groom are likened to a king and queen on their wedding day. And based on the verse in Tehillim in Psalms that says, Nitzvah shegal liminecha, the queen stands at your right, that tells us that the last 3 letters of these words spell the word kala, a bride. Therefore, the bride stands on the right, the queen stands on the right of her king. Why does the groom give a ring to the bride under the chuppah? Well, in Judaism, marriage is effected in 3 ways: by the giving of something of value, by the giving of a document, and by the couple being secluded together. Under the chuppah, we do the first 2. The giving of something of value here, a ring, is given by the groom to the bride. And the bride's acceptance of that ring is a sign that she is agreeing to be married. It's for this reason that the ring should be a simple band without any stones in it, so that its value is easily recognizable, and therefore there can be no doubt that the bride has accepted it on condition of being married to the groom. Now, why is the ring placed on the right forefinger of the bride? Well, as we said, it's very important that the bride is seen to accept this ring, and therefore we appoint 2 designated witnesses to see that it's placed on her finger and she accepts it. By using the right forefinger of the bride, it's easily visible that the ring has been given to her and she's accepted it. Why is the kesubah read under the chuppah? Kesubah is the marriage document, the second way through which we effect marriage, and it details the obligations of the groom to his bride. Now, originally there were 2 parts of a wedding. The first part, erusin, which we now call kiddushin, or betrothal, or engagement, would be followed at a later date by nisuin, the marriage ceremony, which we now call sheva brachot. Today, the erusin and nisuin ceremonies are combined into one ceremony, but to mark a distinction between the 2, we split it by reading the kesubah in between. Having read the kesubah, it's then given to the bride, so again a symbol that she's accepting the marriage proposal made to her. Why are sheva brachot said under the chuppah? Well, sheva brachot literally means 7 blessings, and these are 7 blessings that are made over a cup of wine, in which we begin by praising God for his creation in general, and then for his creation of human beings, and then we proceed with praise for the creation of humans as 2 parts, woman and man. We then express our hope for the happiness of this new couple, and ultimately for the happiness of all of us with the coming of Mashiach and the rebuilding of the temple. Why is a glass broken at the end of the chuppah? Well, we recall at this joyous occasion the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, the temple in Jerusalem, fulfilling the verse in Tehillim in Psalms which says, "If I fail to elevate Jerusalem above my greatest joy." It's also to implement the concept of rejoicing with trembling, to remind us that until the temple is rebuilt, our joy is incomplete. And finally, Why do the new couple go straight from the chuppah into a private room for a few minutes? Well, as we said, the third and final way of affecting marriage is called yichud, or seclusion. And in this way, when a man and woman are alone together in a room, they are considered to be married. According to many authorities, the marriage is not complete until the couple have been alone together.